I forgot to carry my earphones, so naturally, I have to listen to the playlist somebody else curated for me. Instead of the regular Led Zeppelin, my playlist today has Chumma Chumma De De. The singers lick their lips, smack their tongues, and whistle. I am 20 years old, and a man checks my ass out, lets his gaze bounce around the curves of my butt for as long as his eyes are not bored. His eyes bore on my skin. My body is a battlefield. It has seen a war for 2 decades. I don't know who won it, but I can hear the victory songs every day. They are painted across pavements, drill themselves into my bleeding ears, bind my wrists, and force me to listen. The victory songs, they are everywhere. Everybody on the street is singing them. They sound like Chumma Chumma De De, lip-licking, tongue-smacking, whistling. They sound like, let us laugh at you because you dare to exist. I'm 20 years old. A man checks my ass out. His son, not even half my age, sits on the passenger seat of his father's bike, stares at his father staring at me. I am 13, standing in the middle of a vegetable market. A man holding oceans of alcohol in his mouth walks to me, places one hand on my blossoming crotch, another on my back, presses me like flowers inside a book. But when flowers are pressed inside books, they stop breathing. I am 18, walking down Vani Vihar wearing my father's shirt. If there is one thing I have learned after living in a new city, it is to not claim your body as your own if you want to be safe. My body is not my own. It belongs to all the men in the street. I want to be safe more than I want to be beautiful, so I have begun using my father's clothes as armor to protect myself from ammunition wrapped in foreign language and flung at me. Their eyes still turn my body into cubby holes. Their eyes, wings of fire, swoop down and rest in the curves of my body. My father's clothes do not protect me from men who are not my father. I am 16. A man sitting next to me in a crowded train shoves his fingers across his own arms and touches my breasts. Somehow I can't get angry, so instead I freeze time for 10 seconds, turn to him, examine his face with the slightest tinge of regret, of apprehension, of fear, of maybe not, of my little sister will grow up to be her age someday, of I have a daughter, of she is a human being, her body is not a wastebasket for me to dump my filth, but I find nothing. I am 5. A stranger with a white shirt and gentle eyes sees me standing inside a crowded bus with my mother, gently offers his lap for my comfort, gently extends the comfort inside my skirt through his hands. I am 21 and I am still washing my genitals to get rid of him, still waking up to find the ghost of his hands inside my skirt. I am 15 and I am 5 and I am 40 and I am 21 and men sit at a banquet with my body. It is the table they lay their food on, the meal they are entitled to eat, the knife that just spreads butter, not sharp enough to cause harm, the chandelier hanging on the ceiling that exists, pretty, petty, exists only to serve their purpose. What they don't know is that my body is also the fork to their left. If mishandled, I can stab them to death.